Hey guys, what is up? My name's Nate. I'm back with you this week for another video. This time just kind of talking about kind of college and isn't like really worth it. I know I'm kind of nearing the end of my college career, so I'm kind of starting to kind of reflect back and starting to think, was it actually worth it? Could I be here today without that kind of college background that I now do have? I know that college is really kind of being pushed as that next level. Like it's almost like the bachelor's degree nowadays is almost worth what a high school degree was back, maybe 80, 100 years ago at this point. I know I kind of fell into the pit like right after high school that, you have to go to college for something, so you have to choose something right then at the end of high school. And I ended up wasting, it wasn't my money because being supported by my parents, but I ended up wasting thousands of my parents' dollars by going to college and then just ended up not really helping me out in the first place. I know college is different this time around for me because at least this time I have a career at the end of the line. I wasn't just going to college just for the degree. I was going to college for an actual job. I think that's an important thing when you're actually kind of thinking about, is college really worth it? Is like, do you need the college degree to go into like the kind of business that you want? Or is it kind of more like an airline pilot where you have to have at least a bachelor's degree? So I have to have that minimum of a bachelor's degree in order to be an airline pilot in the first place. Because I know, especially in the US, the college here, it is very expensive. Like I'm probably paying close to a little over $6,000 every quarter. And that's not even including the living expense I have here about living in the dorm and the food plan and, even the books for the classes that I'm even paying for. That's an additional, probably every quarter, $500-600. And it is a good thing to actually have an idea of a job of what you want to do with your degree once you get out. But it's also kind of dependent on what that job actually is. Like, are you actually going to make enough money so that you can pay off your student loans so you can actually start living a good life that everyone says that you will once you graduate from college with that bachelor's degree. And I think an obvious point that I just kind of have to make is make sure you actually do get that bachelor's degree. You don't just go to college just for, a couple years and maybe couple quarters or a year before you would actually graduate, you just drop out, then obviously it's not going to be worth it for you, because most businesses and places hiring want to see that bachelor's degree on your resume when you hand it in. It's not just good enough to say, oh well, I've taken all the relevant courses. They actually want bachelor's degree on your resume. And sometimes people even find that trade school is even a better path for them to achieve their goals. That's kind of what my mom did. She kind of went to a college for a year and partied too much, like hated all the gen ed courses and everything. So didn't really do too well. But then the next year she actually went to a trade school and did a lot better in that trade school. Finished off with, all the knowledge that she needed, but without the general ed requirements that a big college or university will go ahead and make you do. And to just kind of go on about the gen ed requirements, because the big colleges and universities require those, your learning pace is going to be a lot slower. Like if you just grab a textbook and actually had the dedication to read the textbook and, do problems and try to apply it, you're going to learn a lot faster than what you would even in the classroom. So the learning pace for college is kind of made to be a bit slower so everyone can learn it. But if you're kind of like a quick learner and can actually get yourself to sit down and teach yourself those subjects, it's going to be quicker for you just to buy the book and just go ahead and teach it to yourself. Especially if the kind of career path that you want to go down, if it doesn't require that college degree, but it does require kind of knowledge in the background, then just teaching it to yourself instead of going to a university where the pace is slower is probably going to be a better option for you. Another aspect I kind of want to touch on is the whole kind of lifestyle in college. Because some people go to college also just for the experience of college, just the fact you're getting away from your parents, but also you're not completely on your own yet. So you kind of get the max amount of freedom without completely having the entire responsibility of being completely on your own and outside in the real world. Because I know at least in the dorm I'm living in now, it's not a freshman dorm, so it could be a little different, but the dorm I'm living in now, everyone has their doors closed most of the time. They're kind of just stuck in the room, so they're not really experiencing maybe like the college lifestyle maybe your parents did if they went to college. Because at least according to the stories I heard back then, everyone had their doors open. They wanted to hang out. If you want to go grab some food, just walk down the hall and see someone with their door open. Hey buddy, you want to go grab some food? They'll be like, okay, yeah man, let's go. And then instantly you got a new friend. But at least in the dorms that I've seen, mostly everyone has their doors closed now. It's not as social as it used to be, which kind of tells me that they're here, just to get their degree and then leave. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but in order to make like connections in the field, a lot of those connections are made at college. So if you're not willing to partake in kind of like the whole, you know, like campus lifestyle with the whole, you know, meeting everybody, going to a bunch of meetings, joining a bunch of different clubs, then maybe living on campus, if you're deciding to go to college, isn't the best option for you. You could try maybe, you know, to live a little bit cheaper. But it's not like the, you know, benefits of college versus the cost of college is all about money. You're also, there's tons of different aspects that no one can ever possibly, you know, put into actual amounts that go into it. And part of that is a social aspect of it, of the fact you're out there making connections. So to just kind of start wrapping everything up, I think it's very important to actually have a job at the end of college instead of just going to college for a degree. Because then for the people who just do the degree, they might not have a job at the end, and how else are you going to pay back all your other loans? Also, is this something that you actually need a college degree for? Or is this something that you can kind of just sit down and teach yourself in a lot quicker time, and also for a lot less money than a university actually would? And lastly, I know money is a big portion of it, but it's not all of it. So are you actually going to get the social aspect from college that some people are kind of looking for too? Are you going to make those lifelong friends? Or are you going to go to those clubs, you know, to spread out connections so to get a better job in the future maybe? College is a big decision, and I just want to see everybody out there maximizing all their potential. And I know college isn't right for everybody. So if you like this video, and it helped you in any way, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you kind of like the content I've been putting out lately, go ahead and think about subscribing to this channel. And as always, you just got your weekly dose of ginger, and I'll see you guys next time.